Hey everyone, this is Hiil Street Soul, and you're tuned in to the core with DaMillennialCoach, discussing topics on real life. Check it out. Everywhere you go, don't forget the ghetto. Listen to the core.
Welcome back, people. Thank you very much for staying in tune with day 4 of friendship challenges and working and breaking through to thrive. So I'm going to talk about mental health and friendships, why this is important, and how to maintain your mental health, and making sure that you're around people that actually have your mental health as a priority in your friendship. I'm the Millennial Coach, locked into core, and I'm sitting in my lab. This is where I do the work. As you can see, the work, and honestly, there's more paperwork, there's more books, there's more writing pads, there's a wall of ideas, there's vision boards. So the lab is always, I'm always creating and building. But I do love this show because I get to really explore behavior, mindsets, and it impacts you as a leader in self, a leader of people, a leader of groups, a community leader. You really have to think about what leadership means for you and to you. So we're going to talk about mental health. Do I have a hot topic? No, I don't have a hot topic, but I do want people to actually spend time literally thinking about their trajectory and what they feed themselves mentally. So when I say what you feed yourself mentally is, in the morning, what do you have for breakfast? What do I mean by that? In the morning, what I have for breakfast is meditation. What I have for breakfast is prayer. What I have for breakfast is affirmations. What I have for breakfast is self-love, self-worth. That's what I have for breakfast. So I want you to think about, when you wake up, what is your breakfast, and then what's the meal after your breakfast? Because your meal can be oats, but breakfast should be exercise, walking, affirmations, meditation, prayer. Just think about how you start your day and what that looks like and what that comprises of. So mental health is such an important aspect of life, and I think culturally, as an African child and parents who have just gotten on with it, they've come to the UK and they may have been treated unfairly, but they've just gotten on with it. And has anyone ever thought about how have they managed their mental health? And the thing is, they've had friendships. I've watched my parents have friendships that have dissolved, and I've never understood, why doesn't that person come to the house anymore? Why did my dad mention it? But as I've gotten older, you start realizing the impact of friendships. But it has a toll on your mental health. It does. So let's talk about the friend that is always complaining. I'm even tired before I even start talking about the subject, because I have a relative that calls me, and you might start off, and she starts off so positively. Hi, Mrs. She's such a beautiful spirit, but constantly, it is like 90% of that call is a complaint. This person did this to me, this person did that to me, and they don't do this. And I'm just thinking, I don't care. Your mental health is a choice in terms of who you let into your space. And are the people that you're letting into your space actually giving you a healthy mind or unhealthy mind? Let that sink in. When you pick up the phone and when you leave a conversation, how do you feel? You know what's funny with me? My experiences of when I have phone calls when I choose to phone people, or someone I like phones me, I can hear them as they get on the phone. Oh my God, she's so amazing. I love her. Oh, that's what I tend to hear when the person's putting the phone down. And sometimes if I feel really empowered after a call, like Dr. Coach Anastasia. If you actually tune in to the show on the Mixcloud, you'll find the show. We're talking about, living and powering up your life. But mental toughness is what was the main subject we spoke about. I'll put that down below so you know what mental toughness looks like and sounds like from an ex-military coach that is a friend of mine. So we were on a phone call recently, and I sent her a message after, and I said to her, I really enjoyed today's conversation. Thank you just for being transparent and also being understanding. And she's like, I love talking to you. I just love it. Because we leave feeling full. We're full. That's our meal. That's part of our healthy meal for the day. So our mental health, what we need to really recognize is what are you left with when you finish a conversation with someone? How does that make you feel? How does that take you on a different journey on a subject area that you've been having a discussion about? Your mental health is what allows you to wake up in the morning. And if you're someone at the moment who may be going through a challenge and you have no one to talk to, email me at DaMillennialCoach@gmail.com. And why I'm offering advice to people is simply because we do not spend enough time listening to people to understand. Now, I had a situation that impacted me, and I noticed, and I'm going to say this, that when I spoke to certain women, and I spoke to two guys, they got impatient. And these people, two of them are coaches. And I thought to myself, three of them are coaches. And I thought to myself, really interesting that just because I do coaching, I can't have a human experience. And I'm trying to get through something and they're getting annoyed. So I was thinking, I will never go to them again about a problem. Never. Because they're not good for my mental health. When I've spoken to other people about the subject, especially other coaches who actually are more well-informed about how they present themselves, they were like giving me advice and telling me, you need to think about removing this from your mindset. That was so invaluable to me. And I was like, I never thought about it like that. So sometimes you need to be able to speak to people and you need to make a decision on the impact of their response on your mental health. Do not keep going back to the same people who do not make you feel valued, loved, and at peace when you're coming to them about something that is impacting you. The reason it doesn't bother me that they responded that way is because if you claim to be a coach and you can't even have patience with somebody who may be dealing with something because you have your filters on, you're not the coach that most people need. And this is the reason I say that people shouldn't say they're a consultant a consulting coach or a coach, because you don't actually have patience to deal with other people's mindsets. And it may be a fixed mind. I was going through having a fixed mindset. And because I know what's happened to me, sometimes my tools that I'm using isn't actually breaking through that barrier. So I'm going to look for other tools. And I'm the kind of person, I will look for those tools until I'm past the point of ruminating. So if you don't know, when you go over something over and over again, it's called ruminating. And rumination is a form of holding on through a fixed mindset on a subject that is not actually elevating you to the next level or actually allowing you to pass it. So why rumination can be quite destructive is because you stay in the same place, sometimes beyond its expiry date. Rumination is something you need to work through in order to let it go. So I'm going to give you an affirmation right now. So one of the affirmations I use is, I choose to let go of ruminating on this particular subject. The reason and I want you to say that I choose to let go of, and keep doing it as a meditative affirmation. Because sometimes going to other people that are not qualified to give you advice impacts your mental health negatively. So, doing meditations, looking at letting go, and we're going to talk about the Sedona method next week. And I'm talking about mindset next week. So please tune in because it helps you let go of things. But your mental health will allow you to thrive or drown. But it also highlights the friendship circle you're in. And that's something that's really important, is your friendship circle should be cultivating healthy mental health. And also, your friendships should be able to help you see your own behavioral mental patterns. Because your mindset, your thoughts create your actions, then cultivate into certain types of behaviors and habits. But it's important, as you know, the term, you are your brother's keeper or you are your sister's keeper. That term is fundamental to friendship and mental health. Because if you can see somebody is doing something from a space and place that is not giving them the results they want, step in, be that friend in the friendship to help their mental health expand to a new height. I don't want you to go away thinking, oh my God, all my friends are not helping my mental health. But that's not what this is about. This is about having conversations, seeing where your mental health elevates or disintegrates, and asking yourself, are the people around me actually helping me build the muscle of a healthy mind? If you have a healthy mind, it allows you to have a healthy experience with yourself, and also knowing that you have the right tools to make better decisions. And that allows you in your friendships to have the right conversations, have the right outcomes. Even if you're having a challenging conversation with a friend, you want to have conversations where you're having different outcomes. Do you get what I mean? Like, if you know that you've had a disagreement with a friend, you need to talk about it. But also you need to be in a space to talk about it. Is your mind right? So I'll give you one example before we end. When I'm upset, right, I distance myself on purpose because my mental health is not in a good space if I'm really hurt by somebody. So I need some time before I can have a conversation and to be calm in the conversation. When I do have those conversations, if there's still some elements of pain, I start my conversation by saying, I'm still hurt and I still experience some sadness. So what you may feel is some of the pain associated with the sadness. Is there anything wrong with that? Absolutely not. But this is why a healthy mind creates good mental health practices, because you know who you are and you're able to communicate that effectively. So, one of the things I definitely would say is awareness of your mental health. Know what state of mind you're in when you have conversations, when you're upset. And also identify what the experience has done to you, for you, and made you feel. That's what you want to convey. You don't want to say, this person is, you are this, you've done that, and you've done this. That's not what this is about. What you want to convey is, I'm impacted, I'm hurt, and this is what I'm experiencing. I just want you to be aware. And look, the other thing that will happen when you are expressing things that impact your mental health, and I always say this, when you are honest, there's 3 things that are going to happen. You are going to get abused, cussed out, and rejected. That's the end of the friendship. The person will be so shocked and apologetic that you will heal your friendship and your mental health will restore to clarity and peace. And the third thing is, it will distance you from that person for both of you to reflect. And you may come back together and you may not come back together. I am the Millennial Coach. You've been locked into the core. Please share, like, and subscribe for your friends, family, and anyone that you know is dealing with friendships and also managing their mental health to be the best friend and sometimes the worst friend they can be. Peace.